Hey everyone, Ms. Gok here, and I am going to walk you through our secondary research process using our essay resource number 2. So whether you're working on this on Tuesday, Wednesday, or any day after that, what you're going to do is click on either day, and it's going to take you to our secondary source page here. The standards we're going to be looking at and really focusing on throughout this process are going to be citing textual evidence to strongly support your analysis and make inferences. So obviously that's you gathering evidence to support your argument. And then finally, determining the central idea. I think you have to be able to summarize this text, determine what they're trying to say as their main argument, so you can decide if their main argument lines up with your main argument. So as we scroll down here, it says, next in our quest to craft an argument essay, we need to find outside evidence to support our claim and monster analysis. Monster is a fictional text, even if the author based it on things that he saw when working. It is a fictional text. So we need some fact to support our fiction text analysis. So when you go into class notebook, you're going to find 5 secondary sources. You have to pick at least one, okay? I did talk about potentially giving a point of extra credit if people used more than one. So it's up to you to decide on that, but you only have to look at one. I have made a table here to kind of show you how each of these sources aligns with the different arguments that you could be making. And I did this because I would hate for you to read an entire text hoping that they're going to side with you, and it turns out that they don't side with you. So if you support teens being tried as adults, you're going to look at sources 4 and 5. If you are against teens being tried as adults, you're going to look at sources 1 and 2. And source number 3 kind of poses both sides. They really talk about the debate of all of it. So if you're someone who's on the fence or kind of stuck in the middle and you need to see both sides, you would pick source number 3. So there are a couple instructions here that I want you to take note of. First, I want you to annotate the text by using the highlighting tool and highlight important information as you read. You're going to come back and use this important information as potential evidence in your essay. So highlight anything you think you could use in your essay. Also, take notes by adding text boxes in the margins, and I will show you how to do that. But you might take notes just so you can remember your thoughts as you're reading. When you've finished reading and annotating, complete the table at the bottom to plan what evidence you could use for your essay. I did note that this activity will count as its own separate grade, so I will be going in and checking to make sure that everyone did complete this, and that will count as a participation grade in marking period 3. So if we go into class notebook, we are going to go under our names, and we're going to find the tab that says secondary sources. Again, sources 1 and 2 are against teenagers going to prison. Source number 3 recognizes the debate of it, and sources 4 and 5 support teens going to jail. So as you're reading, and you might just read the first paragraph to see if this is the one that you're interested in, but you are going to read and annotate, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So if you go to the Draw tab up at the top, it gives you a bunch of tools that you can use to draw on this. So for example, if you wanted to do the highlighter, you would pick whichever color you wanted to highlight in, and as you're reading, you can highlight lines to show this is the part that you want to remember. If at any point you want to get rid of what you just did, you could either do the undo button in home, or you can click the buttons Control Z, and that will unhighlight something. So as you go, you can pick different colors, you could color code, you can change the thickness of it, you could do any of the other colors they have here, but that is how you would use the annotating tool. Now, if you wanted to take notes over in the side, you literally would just click anywhere in this margin, and it would create a text box. And so in the text box, you could write important note and maybe summarize the paragraph. The system is too lenient, right? That's a word I see here. I should probably spell it correctly. Too lenient. So if I wanted to remember what this paragraph was about, look at me making a mess over here, I would just create a little text box to put the notes over there. You do have to annotate as you're reading. So I do expect to see highlighting, notes, or a combination of the two. Once you're done reading, at the bottom of each article, there's this little box here. It says what two pieces of evidence that you could use to support your argument. So you would copy and paste the quote right into here. And remember, justification means how, would you explain the connection between what you highlighted and what your claim is? In other words, how does the evidence you pulled support your main argument? Okay. So you're going to do that for two pieces of evidence. I'm only going to require you to use one in your essay, but I want you to brainstorm two because later you're going to decide which piece of evidence is the best, okay? So once this graphic organizer is filled and your text is annotated, you are done with your secondary source, okay? Now, if while you're reading you don't know any of the words, you could go to the Class Resources tab. And I have included a tab that says secondary source vocabulary. So I just said, they said the system is too lenient. Now, if you scroll down, you actually can find the word lenient in here, and lenient means permissible or tolerant, like they let things go too easily. It's like not very strict. So you could come in here if there are any words you don't know, and it could help you to figure out what those words mean. This will automatically save, so if you work on it a little bit today and then a little bit tomorrow, when you come back tomorrow, everything will still be there. And then in the future, when you have to come back and gather your evidence from the chart at the bottom, it will also still be there, okay? Hopefully this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please message me on Canvas inbox and let me know. All right, good luck, friends.